Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to ONTV's presentation of varsity softball here at Lake Orion High School, as the Lake Orion Dragons are going to compete against the Highlanders of Rochester Adams. For Orion Neighborhood Television, I'm Griffin Stroyan, and this is a highly anticipated league match between the Highlanders and the Dragons. The Dragons have a current record of 8-0 and are going to try and go to 9-0. They came off a very impressive weekend of softball play here at the high school, winning their own tournament by beating Oxford 4-0 in the championship game and bringing home the trophy to Lake Orion. And you know what? Their success surprises nobody, with very strong core players, 5 seniors, 5 sophomores, 4 juniors, and 2 freshmen all stepping up for these Lady Dragons. Now, some of the seniors that you can look forward to seeing are Sydney Ross, Carly McGee, Elena Basso, Mackenzie Case, and Sierra Gonzalez. Players that have been here before, have the experience to win, and you know they want to win for their senior year here. Sydney Ross, especially at the catcher position, very dedicated to the sport, always practicing whenever, and also a very good captain, plays catcher for the Dragons. We expect a big game from her today. Also, for the Dragons to win today, Rochester hits the ball very well. They're going to need some great pitching from their pitchers today in order to make sure they come home with a W. Both teams have very great coaches as well. For the Dragons, it's Joe Waitira, and for Rochester Adams, it is Fran Schulkowitz. And so both teams very well coached, very well prepared for this game. It's 63 degrees out, but you know, it's a beautiful day here in Lake Orion High School. And this game is very exciting, and we cannot wait. And we will be right back after. We'll be right back for first pitch after this break.
When I'm in Lake Orion and I want to catch up on sports, I watch Between Terraminas.
And we are back. Opening pitch almost underway as the Dragons are here warming up, getting ready for the ball game. So pitching for the Dragons is number 33, Sierra Gonzalez, and catching is the senior Sydney Ross. Dragons trying to continue their unlosing ways and try and go to 9-0 on the season, while the Highlanders try and spoil that perfect season for the Dragons. Both teams looking ready to go, as we are just underway waiting to get the pitchers to get some warm up in. But now balls have been told to be going in, and this game is going to be underway shortly. Let's go over the lineups for the teams. Batting first for the Highlanders of Rochester, we have number 2, Melissa Wee, number 6, Lisa Citalo, number 4, Abby Jackson, number 12, Emma Karan, number 1, Haley Willis, number 15, Hannah Tyree, number 3, Mary Nash, number 7, Ashley Bomarito, and number 5, Lindsay Densmore. That is your starting lineup for Rochester Adams, as we will go to the plate, and this ball game will be going on shortly. Wee's up to bat. She's a lefty, showing bunt on the first attempt. Shows off and fouls off the first pitch. Count will be 0-1. It's going to be called strike on the outside corner by your umpire. The count will now be 0-2 in the pitcher's position. Showing bunt again, but didn't get that outside pitch call that she wanted. The count will now be 1-2. Really try and get the first batter on the base for the Highlanders. Try and get some speed on the base path and try and score early. The pitch comes, and she'll foul that one off again. Staying alive here in the bottom of, or the top of the first. Gonna be a ball outside, bringing the count up to 2-2. She's gonna drill that right at the second baseman. Gonna take that one easily and throw him out at first. One out for the Dragons. A great play there by the Dragons. Grounded was fielded by number 1, Jamie Bell, a junior for the Dragons, as now there is one down, and up to bat is number 6, Lisa Sedello for Rochester. First big swing, and she will foul that one off. Gonzalez throws that one in the dirt. Be another ball. Highlanders trying to get something going here. At the top of the first, try and get a man on. Try and possibly get a run early in the game and try and start off strong. Down the third base line, but that's going to go foul. Ball and 2 strikes here for Gonzalez, trying to strike out her first of the game. A good blooper, and the second baseman, Katie Bell, can't get that. Bassel will toss it in, and a good hit there by the Highlanders as they get their first batter on base. Now heading up to the bait for the Highlanders is number 3, Abby Jackson. A big swing and a miss there for Jackson as she's going to be behind on the count 0-1. Ball thrown down the first base. The runner does not advance, though, on the wild throw out to first base. Count will still be 1-1 with 1 out. That pitch is going to be low. The count will now be 2-1 as Jackson trying to bring home a run, possibly. Good pitch there by Gonzalez, but Jackson's going to foul it off. Gonzalez throws a ball there. Now the count will be full. Don't want to walk a batter here and put someone in scoring position for the Highlanders. Big swing and a miss. Strike 3 called. Gonzalez gets her first strikeout of the game, and Jackson will be retired. It's now 2 outs. And coming up to bat is number 12, Emma Karan. She's going to pop that one up. Sydney Ross in the catcher position. Can't catch it in foul position. She's going to foul that one off. And now down 0-2 is she's going to have to battle off these pitches. Definitely not a hitter's count at 0-2. Just a bit outside on that third pitch. Count will now be 1-2. Just outside again. Count now be 2-2. Karan really battling here, trying to get a better pitch count for herself, trying to get a better pitch inside. The pitch, and she's going to pop that one up. And the center fielder, Mackenzie Case, gets a beautiful catch there to retire the side. Now the Dragons will be heading up to bat. Their lineup consists of number 22, Tessa Nuss is batting first. Second is number 7, Aaron Schroeder. And we will be right back after this break.
Hey, this is Mickey York from Fox Sports Detroit. When I want to get the inside scoop on local sports, I watch Between Terminus or Fox Sports Detroit.
Okay, and we are back. Now the Dragons are going to come up to bat for the first time. Go off this Highlander pitcher. Starting off for the Dragons is going to be number 22, Tessa Nuss. And then we're going to have number 7, Aaron Schroeder. And then number 17, Shelby Misiak. Number 5, Cassidy Carson. Number 2, Carly McGee. Number 25, Bethany Gardner. Number 24, Sydney Ross. Number 0, Elena Basso. And then number 1, Jamie Bell will round it off at the 9 position. Try and get some speed on base first for the Dragons. That's going to be Tessa Nuss. She is a freshman playing varsity softball here at Lake Orion. A lefty, and she's going to try and get the Dragons off to a good start here, as the ball game is tied 0-0 in the bottom of the first. Just going to take that pitch outside. Good eye there by Nuss. She's going to line that one right into the gap between center and left field. That's going to be a single for Nuss and a great way to start off the game for the Dragons. It's now number 7, Aaron Schroeder is going to come up to bat. Dragons in great position already with a man on early in the game. And now they're going to try and bunt it. Runner will go, and Nuss is going to steal second. Great jump there by Nuss. Now she'll be at second, no outs, and a runner now in scoring position for Schroeder. She's going to pop that one up. And the left fielder is going to be able to make the catch there for the Highlanders. And that was number 4, Abby Jackson there in the outfield making the catch. Now up to bat is number 17, Shelby Misiak. Trying to get this run in for the Dragons and get an early 1-0 lead. That's going to be a wild pitch, though, and Nuss is going to steal third. That is her second stolen base of the game already, and she is now in third base, just trying to get home and bring this Dragon lead to 1. Right up the center is going to bring in the runner, Misiak, with an RBI single. And the Dragons off to a great start here in the bottom of the first. Good. Now up to bat is number 5, is number 5, Cassidy Carson. As Carson looked at ball 1 there. Outside yet again. That's going to be ball 2. Highlanders only with 1 out here, but can possibly get the double play here if they get a grounder where they want it. Inside corner there for the Highlanders. That's going to be the first strike. a bit outside, and the runner's going to take off. She's going to be into second standing. Now the Dragons yet again in scoring position with only one out in the bottom of the first. Pitching for the Highlanders is number 15, Hannah Tyree. Before the pitch, we got time by the batter. Took too long in the windup there, and the batter was just not ready to take the pitch. That is ball 4. So Carson will walk. And now coming up to the batter's box is Carly McGee, number 2. She's one of those seniors here on the team. As we're going to have a discussion between coach and pitcher here. Seems like Tyree might have, her arm might be hurting a little bit or something. The Dragons, though, in great position already. They're up 1 run, only 1 out in the bottom of the first, and runners in second and first with senior Carly McGee up to bat. Dragon team off to a strong start and shows you why they are already 8-0. Tyree going to seem to tough it out here. And now we have the ump just clean off home plate, and now we're going to be back to softball with this pitch. Tyree with a good pitch right there, right down the middle. It's going to be called for strike 1. McGee going to pop that one up to center field. Catch will be made. That is now 2 outs for the Highlanders, just trying to get out of this inning with only 1 run scored against them. Now up to bat is number 25, Bethany Gardner, playing first for the Dragons. She's going to take strike 1 there. Going to line that one right between the shortstop and the third baseman. They're going to stop the runner at third. And now the bases are loaded for the Dragons, as Gardner was able to get a single there. And now we have Sydney Ross, the catcher, and senior, with the bases loaded, bottom of the first, trying to extend this lead for the Dragons. Ross is going to take a strike for the first pitch. Trying to get her pitch, really just driving a couple runs here, get a couple RBIs for the senior. Well, wild pitch, but corralled there by the catcher. Catching for the Highlanders is number 3, Mary Nash. Great awareness there by Nash and making sure that the ball doesn't go to the backstop there. Ross going to get a nice line drive right between the second base. Throw home will be close. Nash can't corral it, though, and the Dragons score 2 off a Sydney Ross double. A great strike there by the senior catcher. And she's got 2 RBIs on the game, and the Dragons have now extended their lead 3-1 here in the bottom of the first. Now with the Dragons already up 3-0. In comes Elena Basso. She's going to pop that one foul. Basso now down in the count. 0-1, also a senior here for the Dragons. Trying to add to this lead already as your score is 3-0. Basso going to take a pitch low there. Good eye by the senior. Basso chases there, makes contact. It's going to be down on the count now, though, 1-2. 2 runners in scoring position here for the Dragons. Really want to capitalize on this kind of situation if you are the Dragons. Basso takes a pitch inside. The count is now 2-2. Basso's battling here, trying to get her best pitch possible. Really try and get her grooves in and just hit the ball as far as possible. Try and get 2 runs in. Basso's going to pop that one up, a little blooper. Center field cannot corral it. And Basso is going to have another 2 RBIs. And the Dragons are going to score 2 more runs to extend their lead to 5-0 here, only in the bottom of the first. Now coming up to the batter's box is Jamie Bell, number 1 for the Dragons. Strike 1 there called. 2 outs for the Dragons, runner on first. 5-0 lead already for the Dragons. A great start. Trying to capitalize and make this lead even bigger. Bell makes contact there, but can't get it in fair play. Count will now be 1-2. Highlanders is trying to get out of this inning without too much damage. This is the last batter also for the Dragons, so after this, Tessa Nuss will be up to bat. Katie Bell's going to foul that one off yet again. Battling, trying to make sure that she can get on base here and bring the top of the lineup back up. Right to the pitcher. The pitcher's going to corral it, though, and get the force out at first. That's going to be the end of the first inning. The Dragons up 5-0 already, and we will be right back after this break. And we are back for the start of the second inning. We had an injury timeout there for the Highlanders pitcher, trying to get some ice for that arm. It seemed to have bothered her halfway through the inning. She's able to finish out, though, and now getting some ice for that arm, trying to toughen it out. The Highlanders in a big hole here already as they're down 5-0. A great first time batting for the Dragons. They were able to bat around. And now for the Highlanders, trying to get this lead not as diminished almost. Try and get a more reasonable game. Batting for the Highlanders is number 1, Haley Willis. Her first time up to bat. Gonzalez still on the mound for the Dragons. That'll be a ball outside. Willis is going to pop that one up. Count will now be 1-1. Willis is the 5th batter in the lineup. Gonzalez did a very good job limiting the hits for the Highlanders. They only got one in that inning. Able to contain it though. But now that pitch is going to be low. Count will be 2-1. Just going to hit that ball foul down the third base line. Battling. Count is now 2-2. Gonzalez trying to get her second strikeout of the game here. Gonzalez is going to get her. Haley Willis is going to go down looking. It's going to be Gonzalez's second strikeout of the game. As now number 15, number 8, Christina Chure is going to bat for the Highlanders. Tyree was that injured player we were talking about, the pitcher. Not yet ready to go back to bat. So number 8, Christina Chure, up to bat for the Highlanders, trying to get their momentum back and trying to get a runner on base here. Going to take that pitch low, but it's going to be a called strike for Gonzalez. And then she's going to chase one high. Count will be 0-2. Gonzalez really dealing it here in the second inning. Gonzalez, a senior here also for the Dragons, and she's going to get a 3-pitch strikeout. Went down looking yet again. Gonzalez is going to have 3 strikeouts on the game. Now number 3, Mary Nash, is going to be up to bat. She's the catcher trying to get something going here for the Highlanders early. They don't want this lead to get too out of hand early. Nash going to foul that one off. Sydney Ross feeling it there. Tipped right into her shoulder. She's laughing, but she seems to be in a good amount of pain, but I think she'll be good. Try and shake it off here. Ball missed her chest pad there and hit her right in the shoulder. She seems to be able to throw, though, just fine. Now we're going to have play underway yet again. Count is 0-1 with 2 outs. The Highlanders trying to get something going here at the top of the second. Already down 5 runs. And not on their home territory. Going to be lined right back at the pitcher. That's going to get through, and that's going to be a good, solid base hit for Mary Nash. Great hit there by Mary Nash, the catcher. Trying to get something going here for these Islanders. As now number 7, Ashley Bumarito, is going to come up to bat. Couldn't get anything going there, but call will be a ball. Bumarito trying to get something going here, trying to get Nash in scoring position or maybe bring her home. It's going to be ball 2. Nash seems to have some speed. Very aggressive on the base path already. Gonzalez down 2-0 here. Gonna get a chasing there. Throw down the first is gonna be wild, but Nash won't realize it quick enough to get the second. Count is 2-1. Ross feeling her shoulder. Still seems to be in a little bit of discomfort. Two and one, Nash on first. 2 outs in the game. Strike, she's gonna go to steal in second. No one's at second base though. Center fielder though is gonna make sure that nothing too bad happens. Number 22 is Tessa Nuss in center field. Count is now 2-2. Gonzalez trying to keep the Highlanders off the board here and retire the side on strikeouts. That one's going to be fouled off by Bomarito. She's battling as Nash is at second, trying to bring in the Highlanders' first run of the game. Ball was outside. Count will now be full at 3-2. 2 outs. The ninth batter, Bomarito, currently up to bat. Gonzalez trying to get out of here without letting the Highlanders score. And that's going to be lined out right to the third baseman. A great play there by number 2, Carly McGee. That's going to be the third out. We're going to go to the bottom of the second, and we'll be right back after this break.
Let's conserve fuel. We can do this by getting rid of unnecessary weight in your car. I mean, when was the last time you went golfing? Why are golf clubs still in the trunk of your car? You're wasting fuel. Another thing is to actually drive the speed limit. I know it's difficult, but it saves fuel and potentially a life. Don't open your windows while driving. Air resistance acts like an unnecessary weight like your golf clubs. Cover your pan while cooking on a stove so the heat stays in the pan and cooks it faster. But before it's done cooking, turn off your stove. Your pan will stay hot and continue to cook. The earth and our environment are depending on you.
We're back here for the bottom of the second inning. We've had a pitching change. Hannah Tyree, as we had mentioned, her arm was feeling a little weird, a little uncomfortable. So she is out of the ball game now, and now pitching for the Highlanders is number 12, Emma Karan. She's going to try and minimize the Dragons' runs this inning. Try and make sure this lead doesn't get too out of hand. The Highlanders just trying to make sure to stay in this ball game early. Don't want to get out of hand. Karan tries to do that with a fresh pitcher at the mound. Obviously, the Dragons were successful in the bottom of the first, scoring 5 runs. 2 of those runs off a double by Sydney Ross, and then another 2 were scored by Elena Basso off a single. So senior leadership there at the bottom of the first. As now the top of the lineup will be coming up for the Dragons. For who all started off, Tessa Nuss will be up. She singled at her first at bat, trying to keep the good day going. She also scored off a hit by number 17, Shelby Miziak. That's also very fast. We saw her steal 2 bases her first attempt. As now she'll be up and trying to get the Dragons off to yet again another hot start at the top of the inning, showing bunt. Gonna take that pitch outside. Nuss, a freshman, and really showing why she belongs here on the varsity team. Gonna take that pitch outside as well. Back-to-back balls. Now Nuss is in a hitter's count. Trying to get something started here for the Dragons. The bottom of the second. Good pitch there. Now the count will now be 2-1. Nuss watches that one go to the backstop. A wild pitch there. Now the count will be 3-1. Try not to give Nuss anything good to hit, but at the same time, you got to throw strikes or else you're going to walk her, and she's very dangerous on the bases, as we saw in the first inning. Count now 3-1, still showing bunt at very first. She's going to ground out to the pitcher, And they're going to have a force out at first base. A great play there by number 7, Ashley Bomarito. And a great job by the pitcher, Emma Karan. Really take that one in. Just get it to first as quick as possible because we know Nuss is very fast, and that's one out for the Dragons. Now up to the bat for the Dragons is number 7, Erin Schroeder. She popped out at her first at bat. As she takes that first pitch for a ball. That pitch is also going to be a low. Count is 2-0. Schroeder, a sophomore here on the team. She's going to hit that one to the third baseman. The third baseman cannot corral it. That's Lindsay Densmore missing it. And we're going to have a runner on first for the Dragons. As now number 17, Shelby Misiak, is going to come up to bat. She singled her last time and was able to get an RBI. She's going to try and do the same here. So now the Dragons have a runner on first. 1 out. Already up 5-0 in this ball game. Ball was low and inside. It's going to be ball 1. Good pitch there. It's going to be strike 1. Shelby here is a junior at Lake Orion High School. Part of the 4 juniors here currently on the varsity softball team. She's going to hit that one right at the second baseman. It's going to get past the outfielder as well. She's going to round second as they're going to round Schroeder home. Schroeder's going to be in safely, and Misiak's going to have an RBI double. Off to a great start here for Misiak for the Dragons. She's going to bring home another run for the Dragons. Your score is 6-0. Lake Orion off to a great start. And they're trying to keep it rolling now with Misiak at second. And now up to bat is number 5, Cassidy Carson, a sophomore, and she walked on her first attempt. Carson going to take a ball outside. That's going to be a wild pitch, and Misiak is going to be able to steal her second base of the game. She's now going to be on third. Count is 2-0. Carson really trying to dig in here, try and bring home the runner. That's going to be a good pitch down the middle. Carson's going to watch it, though, and it's going to be 2-1. Carson has a good eye, though, as we saw earlier. Walked on her first attempt. Now just trying to get the runner home. He's going to take a pitch inside and low, but a called strike 2. Count is now 2-2 with 1 out. She's going to line that one right at the shortstop. The shortstop's going to make a great play and cannot get the double play there at third base. A great play there by the shortstop for the Highlanders, but also a great hit by Carson. Just couldn't get that one past. It's going to be 2 outs now, runner on third, as number 2, Carly McGee, the senior, is going to come up to bat. Carly McGee popped out in her first at bat. That one's going to be low and outside for ball 1. That ball is also going to be outside. Count is now 2-0. Karan trying to just get out of the inning with only 1 run. As we know, Misiak is on third base trying to get in. McGee showing bunt. Going to be called for a ball, though. The count's now 3-0, and a hitter's count. McGee going to really try and rip this one, try and get her pitch, and try and get this run in. McGee showing bunt again. Doesn't swing, though, but that is called strike. So now the count is 3-1. That ball's going to be outside. McGee's going to take her walk. As now coming up to bat is number 25, Bethany Gardner. She singled in her first at bat. Trying runners on first and third for the Dragons, just trying to get a run and extend this lead. Foul tip there, so Carla McGee could not steal on the play. McGee stealing. Nash going to throw it to second. Not going to get it. And now Misiak's going to run home, and she's going to be safe. A great play there by the Dragons. As McGee stole second when the catcher and then threw it to second, and then Misiak, being acknowledged, ran home, scored. The score is now 7-0. Great play there by the Dragons. You almost think that Nash should have probably held on to that one and just given the Dragons the runner at second. But now the Dragons have McGee at second, 2 outs, and Gardner up to bat. It's going to be a pop-up. The Highlanders are going to corral that one. But the Dragons did some more damage. They scored 2 runs in the second. And we're going to have the Highlanders back up to bat after this.
Have you ever wondered how easy it is to recycle and reuse items? Most are items found right in your own home. You can keep bags in the glove compartment to use as trash bags on road trips. For bottles and cans, recycle them locally or refill and reuse pop bottles. Take that paper you drawn on and use both sides. Lake Orion schools also have a drop-off for paper recycling. Finally, donate unwanted items rather than throwing them away. One man's junk is another man's treasure.
And we're back as the score is currently 7-0 in favor of the Dragons. A great start there for them as they've scored 7 runs in 2 innings, and now the Highlanders are going to try and get something going here at the top of the third. Up to bat is number 5, Lindsay Densmore. She's the 9th batter in the rotation. Showing bunt there. Gonna take a called strike 1 though. Showing bunt again though, and she's gonna get called for 2 strikes on the outside corner. As now she's gonna have to try and fight back in this game, in this pitch. Gonzalez already with 3 strikeouts, trying to work for her 4th right here. As Densmore's going to call time at the plate. Gonzalez on the 0-2. And Densmore's able to battle it off and take it for a foul. O2 count for Densmore. Trying to get something started here for the Highlanders early. Try and get back in this game. And she's going to get that pitch outside for called strike 3. Gonzalez now has 4 strikeouts on the game. Now coming up to the bat is the beginning of the lineup, Melissa Wee. Back at the top of the lineup. She grounded out her first time. She's going to strike there, swing there for strike one. Gonna take that for strike two as well. And once again, both Highlander batters here down 0-2 early in the pitch count. Now Gonzalez trying to finish them off here. And she's gonna get her chasing. Gonzalez with yet again another strikeout. And Wee's gonna be 0 for 2 on the day. As now number 6, Lisa Sotelo is gonna come up to bat. Lisa got a single her last time at bat. And she's going to ground it to the shortstop. But that's going to be a great play and a great inning there for the Dragons. 1-2-3. Gonzalez was great at the plate. Now the Dragons are going to try and add some more runs on and really get this lead out of hand. And we'll be right back.
One major problem that we have on Earth is wasting water. You can fix that by doing the simplest things. One way is by turning the water off while you're brushing your teeth. A lot of people leave the water running while they're brushing. Simply turn the water off while you're brushing and then turn it back on when you're ready to rinse. Another way you could save water is by not turning the water on all the way in the shower. Many people turn the water on all the way while they're in the shower. Just turn the water on a little bit less than normal. You will save gallons of water over time. The last way you can save water is by not waiting until water gets cold to fill up your glass of water. That can waste a lot. You can just drop a few ice cubes in your water to make it cool. Those are only a few ways you can save water, but there are many more. Just start doing these things and you will make a big difference.
And we are back. The Dragons up 7-0 here at the bottom of the third inning, as number 24 Sydney Ross is going to step into the batter's box and try and get the Dragons off to yet again another great start here in the third. Last time she was up to bat, she hit a double and was able to drive in 2 runs. Obviously, she cannot bring in any runs this time, but could still hopefully be 2 for 2 on the day. Dragons very successful in the first inning, scoring 5 runs and then adding 2 more in the second. Trying to get some more runs here and really make sure that they have a comfortable lead, as Ross is going to take strike one there. Garon's still on the mound for the Highlanders. She replaced the number 15 Hannah Tyree, who was injured early in the first inning. Ross going to take that pitch for a strike. She's going to now be down 0-2. Umpire telling something. We have a balk warning. That pitch is going to be outside for a ball. Count is 2-1, it seems like. Says the call is 3 balls and 1 strike. Ross in a hitter's count here, trying to get on base. Can take that inside, and she's going to walk. Should be on base for the second time today. As now a fellow senior, Elena Basso, now up to bat. She singled the last time she was on. We're going to have a pitch runner, though, for the Dragons. Running on the base path, it looks like senior Mackenzie Case, who also played varsity basketball here for the Dragons. Gonna have a grounder right up the middle by Basso. Possible double play, but not gonna be able to get it as Basso's gonna beat out the throw. Great play there by the Highlanders as Basso unable to get anything going there. Gonna have one out, runner on first, and now Jamie Bell, excuse me, up to bat. Count is 1-0 as Basso's on first. Ball is outside, and Basso's going to try in for second. She's going to steal standing. That's the wild pitch there by Karan. Runner now in scoring position with a 2-out count there for Bell. Oh, another wild pitch. And Basso's going to get to third. Bell now has a runner at third base. Trying to get her RBI on the day. Count is 3-0. Hitters count for sure. Showing bunt here. That's going to be ball 4, and Bell is going to walk. And now up to bat for the Dragons is number 27, Michelle Bowden. This is her first time up to bat today. Runners on first and third for the Dragons. One out here in the bottom of the third. Runner is going to stay at first and third. We're going to have a called strike there. That'll be 0-1 for Bowden, who was a junior here at LOHS. Pitch is going to be outside. Count is now at 1-1 for Bowden. He's trying to bring in a run here for the Dragons to extend this lead to 8. Pitch is outside again. Count is now at 2-1. That's going to be inside. Bell's going to take second. She's going to steal. Count is now at 3-1. The Highlanders just trying to get out of this inning without giving up any more runs, but it's not looking good for them. Here comes the pitch. It's going to be a grounder. It's going to hit the shortstop. The shortstop's not going to be able to corral it. Basso scores on the play, but Bell does not advance to third, as now we're going to have runners at first and second for Schroeder. She popped out. Score is now 8-0 for the Dragons. One out in the half. Runners on first and second. A good hit there. Center fielder's going to be under it, though. And then they're going to get Jamie Bell not tagging at second. Great play there by the center fielder of the Highlanders, and they get out of a jam there, limiting the Dragons to only 1 run. Score is now 8-0. And the Highlanders will be up to bat right after this.
We protect wildlife because animal populations are disappearing very quickly. Do not interfere with an animal's habitat. Just imagine, one day you're in your house and suddenly a bunch of people come walking through your home.
It's the same in an animal's habitat. You and the animals are probably like, what is going on? This is my property. Each time somebody hunts an animal, they're lowering the number of animals living on our planet. Animals aren't only important in wildlife, but at home too, when you have maybe a pet dog or cat. Animals make people happy, and people make animals happy. Do the right thing and make our animals live a long, happy life.
We're back. The Highlanders have been unable to hit off Sierra Gonzalez. She has dominated this game on the mound. Total of 5 strikeouts here in the 4th inning, and look to keep the mojo running here as the Dragons are up 8-0 versus the Highlanders. Highlanders trying to get on the board, trying to make this a closer game. Up to bat for the Highlanders, trying to get up this top of the 4th inning going. Gonzalez is going to get number 4, Abby Jackson, chasing. She struck out her first time at the plate. The count is now 0-1. Jackson's going to be able to foul that one off. Count will be 0-2. Gonzalez trying to get her 6th strikeout of the game, and it'll be the 2nd time that Jackson has struck out here in the game. It's going to be called a ball outside. Jackson staying alive here in the batter's box. Here comes the 1-2. Gonna be right back at the pitcher. Gonzalez can't handle it. Shadai's gonna pick it up, but she cannot get the throw off to first, and that is a single for Abby Jackson. A good start there by the Highlanders, trying to get something going here in the bottom of the 4th. Now up to bat is the pitcher, number 12, Emma Karan, trying to get something going with a girl on first. No outs. Just gonna foul that one off. Count is 0-1. Gonzalez hasn't let in a run today with her dominating pitching performance and trying not to in the 4th. The 0-1. Gonna be right at the shortstop. Gonna get the force out at second. Can't get the throw to first though. But a great play there by number 5, Cassidy Carson of the Dragons, taking a hot grounder. She's gonna get the out. Now up to bat is number 1, Haley Willis of the Highlanders. Make a called ball outside as the Highlanders still have a runner on first. 1 out, down 8 runs. Gonzalez is going to throw that outside again. Ross trying to get the runner at first. Can't get him there. Count will now be 2-0. Gonzalez with a good-looking pitch there, but couldn't get the batter to chase. Count is now 3-0. Gonna get her to pop up here. The first baseman is gonna be able to corral that pop fly. And Gonzalez is able to get the runner out there. Now coming up to bat for the Highlanders is number 14, Kate Hartwell. This is her first time with the bat and facing Gonzalez. That great catch was made by number 25, Bethany Gardner, the sophomore first baseman. Gonzalez now with the pitch. Just gonna foul that one off. So the count is now 0-1. Hartwell trying to get something going here for the Highlanders. They're down 8 runs, but they have a runner on first. Hopefully trying to get a run this inning and try and make this a more competitive ball game. Couldn't get a called strike there on the pitch there. Call is now 1-1. Hartwell didn't bite on that slower pitch. Really stayed patient there in the batter's box. That's going to be a called strike 2. Great pitch there by Gonzalez. Trying to get her 6th strikeout here at the top of the 4th inning. Ooh, doesn't get the call there. Bit outside for the Dragons. So now the count is 2-2. Runner on first. Highlanders trying to get something here. Hartwell at the plate. That's going to be a called strike 3. That's Gonzalez's 6th strikeout of the game. And the Highlanders are going to leave a runner on first. And now the Dragons are going to be up to bat trying to get some more runs here.
Michigan, about a halfway between Detroit and Flint. There were 5 little lakes, they flooded to one, and they called that town Lake Orion. People came there by train and they would stay there for days. It's where living was a vacation. But what they didn't know is that looking below, they had woken asleep. This town
Now the Dragons back up to bat here. So they're going to try and add some more runs to an already very large lead. Try and get some support as they're up 8-0. And they're going to have number 17, Shelby Misiak, back up to bat. She's had a great day already. She's 2 for 2 with 2 RBIs. She's hit a single and a double already in this ball game. And as the same pitcher she faced last time is still pitching for the Highlanders. It is the bottom of the 4th inning. The Highlanders trying just not to give up any more runs that they already have, because Gonzalez has been dominating on the mound for the Dragons with 6 strikeouts. The Highlanders haven't been able to get much offense off her, so in order to stay in this ball game, they really got to try and limit the Dragons on offense. Misiak stepping into the batter's box, and now the bottom of the 4th inning has begun. Kieran gonna throw the first pitch. Gonna be a bit outside. Good eye there by Misiak as the count is now 1-0. Bit outside yet again, and now the count is 2-0 in favor of the hitter Misiak. We've seen what she's been able to do this game, and really with the hitter's count here, she's going to look to really try and get one over the fence. But that's going to be outside yet again. A great eye there by Misiak as now the count is now 3-0. Trying to get the Dragons going here early in the bottom of the 4th. Misiak's going to take 4 straight balls, and now she's going to take her base. Great at bat there by Misiak, very patient, as now number 5, Cassidy Carson, is going to walk up to the plate. And we're going to have a pitch runner for the Dragons, as number 14, Mackenzie Case, the senior, is going to go to first. Carson has had a walk in this game, and she's lined out. But she made a great play on the field in the 4th inning. And now trying to get the Dragons back here in the groove of the offense. They scored 5 in the 1st, but have been slower in the 2nd and the 3rd, only scoring a combined 3 runs in the 2nd and the 3rd. It's got a good pitch there. There's going to be a called strike, and the count is now 0-1. Kieran with the 0-1 pitch here. Carson's going to line that right between the 3rd baseman and the shortstop. A great hit there, as now the runners will advance to 2nd. And now up to bat is number 28, Peyton Shadiah, the other freshman on the team. There are 2. Her, Shadiah, and Nuss are 2 freshmen on the team. Freshman's in a big spot here with runners on 2nd and 1st, and she's going to hit it right at the shortstop. The shortstop going to be able to get the out at first base. LO head coach here, Joe Whiteira, really not a fan of that call, though. Seemed to think that the first baseman dropped the ball. And they're going to call her safe at first. Coach knows all, and now the bases are loaded. 0 outs, and up to bat is number 25, Bethany Gardner. She's singled in this game and looks to add to her hitting count here with the bases loaded. And now the Adams head coach here is going to talk to the umpire about something. Probably doesn't like how the call was overturned at first base. The Dragons in a very favorable position right now, already up 8 runs, and now the base is loaded, 0 outs, and they really look to capitalize here. Trying to break this lead wide open. Like we had said in the pregame, though, the Dragons had been off to a great start here at the beginning of the season. 8-0, and over the weekend they had recently won a tournament, beating crosstown rivals Oxford in a competitive championship game when they won 4-0. And obviously their dominance is continuing here today against Rochester Adams. As now Gardner steps into the batter's box, trying to get the Dragons on the board again here with the bases loaded. That ball is going to be in the dirt, but a great corral there by Mary Nash, the catcher. Count will be 1-0. Gardner going to hit that right in between the third baseman and the second baseman. That's going to score 2 runs and an RBI, 2 RBI and a single for Bethany Gardner. A great rip there. And she's got the Dragons into double figures with 10 runs. Now up to bat is number 24, Sydney Ross. We've already seen what she's done. In the first, she had a double for 2 RBIs. She's got that chance yet again here in the bottom of the 4th. That pitch is going to be outside. As the Dragons have runners on second and first, 0 outs here in the bottom of the 4th, really trying to bring out this lead. The Elo bench really feeling it right now. Up 10-0, they're feeling good. That pitch was high, and that would be called a ball. 2-0 count here for Ross. Once again, a bit high and outside. Count will now be 3-0, a hitter's count for the senior. Runners on second and first. And that's going to be low. It's going to be... Now, the bases are loaded yet again. We're going to have a pitch runner here for the Dragons. Number 23, Alexis Aguilar, going to run for the Dragons. As now, for the Dragons, Elena Basso, the senior, stepping in here with the bases loaded, 0 outs. And it looks like we might have a pitching change here. Karan came in to support Hannah Tyree, who injured her arm in the first inning. The Highlanders just trying to stop the bleeding here. They're already down 10-0. Bases are loaded, though, with 0 outs in the bottom of the 4th. Coach just trying to make sure that this game doesn't get too out of hand. This is 2 completely different ball games, though. On the Dragons side, they're full of energy, energetic, and then on the Highlander side, being down 10-0 is never a fun thing. But they got to keep it competitive, keep playing as hard as they can. Basso on the day. In the first inning, she also had 2 RBIs off a single, but then on her last step out, she's grounded out. Hopefully trying to get back on the hitting way. She's 1 for 2 on the day. Trying to add some more RBIs to her resume, though. She steps in here with the bases loaded. The pitch. A bit high. The count is now 1-0. That pitch also high. The count now 2-0. Karan really struggling in this inning. She's throwing a lot of balls, and then the Dragons have really capitalized off it with walks and really hitting off her good pitches. They're going to call that a strike on the outside corner. Count now 2-1 for Basso, the senior. Bases loaded here. Dragons trying to add to their lead. Basso going to hit that right back to the pitcher. They're going to get the force out at center. And then the Highlanders finally going to get 1 out in the inning. Now up to bat is the last hitter, number 1, Jamie Bell. She's going to try and get something going here for the Dragons. Jamie Bell's going to hit that to the third baseman. The third baseman gonna go to first with that one. She's gonna be out, but she's gonna get an RBI as the Dragon comes home. Now it's gonna extend the lead to 11-0. Now with 2 outs, runners at second and third, number 27, Michelle Bowden, coming in to the batter's box again. She singled her last time at the plate. Trying to extend the lead to 13, possibly. That pitch going to be a little outside. Count is now 1-0. Right back at the pitcher. The pitcher can't handle it, though. And Bowden's going to get to first safely. And the Dragons are going to score yet again another run. Score is now 12-0. And now the sophomore Erin Schroeder coming back to the home plate. Pitch is going to be low. We're in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dragons up 12-0 against the Highlanders as she's going to foul that one off. Count is now 1-1. The Highlanders just trying to get out of this inning. They've given up 4 already in the inning. The pitch, going to be a blooper right to the shortstop, and that's going to be the end of the inning. But the Dragons score 4 runs, extending their lead to 12. The Highlanders coming up to bat, and they're going to need some runs here. And we'll be right back after this break.
When I'm in Lake Orion and I want to catch up on sports, I watch Between Terraminas.
And we're back. Top of the 5th inning. The Highlanders currently down 12 runs. Trying to get something going here in the top of the 5th. Up to bat is Mary Nash. She singled her last time she was up to bat. Gonzalez still on the mound for the Dragons. She's done a great job all day for the Dragons, not giving up a run and getting 6 strikeouts on the day. Starting down here on the count, 2-0 though, to the catcher, Nash. Big swing and a miss there for Nash. Count will now be 2-1. Gonzalez with a total of 6 strikeouts in the game. That's going to be outside and high, though. This count is now 3-1 for Nash. Trying to get something going here for the Highlanders. Trying to get a girl on base. Gonzalez with a great pitch there. Gets a big swing and a miss from Nash once again. The count is now full. 3-2. Gonzalez trying to get her 7th strikeout of the game. Nash a very good hitter, though, as we've seen with her single earlier in the day. And Nash is going to foul that one off into the parking lot. Nash a very disciplined hitter. We've seen that she's letting a couple balls go by her. But whenever there's strikes, she's making contact and really trying to hit it into play. She's going to hit that one. Basso in center field. Not going to be able to come down with the catch. It's going to be a hit for Nash. And the Highlanders off to a good start here with a runner on first, no outs. Runner. Nash appeared to be going, but she stopped. Highlander head coach letting the umpire know about some batting changes that are occurring right now, because up to bat right now is number 10, Peyton Martin. This is her first time facing Gonzalez and the Dragons today. as the Highlanders have a girl on first. Trying to get something going here in the top of the fifth. Gonzalez has been dominant all day. Big swing and a miss there. As the count now will be 0-2 in favor of Gonzalez. Martin not used to Gonzalez's speed here and her accuracy. As she's going to go down on strikes. That's Gonzalez's 7th strikeout of the game. And now another new hitter coming in for the Highlanders, Maggie Gazarski. She's going to try and get the Highlanders going here with Nash on first, 1 out. And Nash is going to steal second. She's going to be quick enough to get in there. A good throw by the catcher, Ross, but just wasn't in time. So now the Highlanders have a runner in scoring position, 1 out. And we're trying to get something going here for the Highlanders. It's going to be a called ball. Count is now 1-1. Gonzalez trying to keep no runs for the Highlanders on, and she jams Gorzowski there on the pitch, and it's now 1-2. One more strike would give Gonzalez her 8th strikeout of the game. Just a bit high there, it seemed like, as the umpire calls it a called ball. Count is now 2-2. Runner in scoring position for the Highlanders. Here comes the 2-2. Just going to foul that one off. Gonzalez wanted that one badly, trying to get her 8th strikeout. You can obviously tell that she's in a rhythm right now. Great discipline, though, there by the Highlander hitter. And she's going to get her down on strikes. 2 back-to-back strikeouts for Gonzalez. That is her 8th strikeout of the game. And now coming up to bat is the leadoff hitter, Melissa Way, who was ground out and struck out during the game. She's going to bunt it. Great play there by Shadiah, but she bobbles it. And now a great bunt there by Wee. And now we're going to have runners on first and third, 2 outs. And coming up to bat for the Highlanders is number 6, Lisa Sotelo, who has singled and grounded out during the game. Trying to get a run on the board here are the Highlanders, trying to get something. First pitch, called strike 1. Good pitch there by Gonzalez. Gonzalez obviously does not want to give up a run. She's had a great day on the mound and just showed how dominant she is. A senior on the team. Wee and Nash on the bases. Gonna be a ball outside. Nash is on third. Wee is on first. 2 very fast runners. That's Gonzalez gonna deliver the 1-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss there, and that's called strike 2. 2 outs here in the bottom, the top of the 5th. The Dragons trying to make sure that the Highlanders don't score. That's going to be outside. Pitch count is now at 2-2. Gonzalez still well in control of this. Here comes the 2-2. Just going to hit that one, and it's going to go foul. Cicatello trying to keep this alive. Trying to keep and trying to get a run on for the Highlanders. Very disciplined at the batter's box right now. Gonna get a big swing and a miss though there. Gonzalez with her 9th strikeout of the game. The Dragons are gonna keep the Highlanders off the board as they're up 12 to nothing. Your final score of today's ball game is 12 to nothing. The Dragons with a dominating performance here at the LOHS home field. Gonzalez had a total of 9 strikeouts, and the Dragon Bats came alive. Sydney Ross had a great double for 2 RBIs. So did Elena Basso with a single and 2 RBIs. They win 12-0. A great game there for the Dragons to improve their record to 9-0. For ONTV, I'm Griffin Stroin. Have a good day, everybody.